Welcome to today's lesson. If you understand and learn carefully about tenses, I am sure you will become very good in reading, writing and speaking English. So today we will discuss about tenses. But at first, let's go through our learning objectives. At the end of the episode, you will be able to define tense, identify present tense, list the different types of present tense, define and give examples of each type of present tense, list the situation in which each type of present tense should be used. Before we go on further into the details of tenses, let us know its meaning. Any of the forms of a verb that may be used to show the time or state of action expressed by the verb is called tense. There are three main forms of the tense. They are past, present, future. Each tense can further be divided into four parts on the basis of the state of action. The different types of present tense are: number 1, simple present or present indefinite. Number 2, present continuous tense or present progressive tense. Number 3, present perfect tense. Number 4, present perfect continuous tense. Now, look at the following pictures and read the sentences written below each picture. The boy is reading. The sun shines bright. The baby is listening. The bell rings. Though the action is in present, but the state of action is different. To understand completely, let us read all these states one by one. Present indefinite tense or simple present tense. The first kind of present tense shows something happening at a particular moment. Example: I study. The girls play Ludo. See how he plays the dholak. Sentences that express something that happens regularly, is a habit or a custom, also represent present indefinite tense. Example: I go to bed late. He goes for swimming every day. We generally use this tense in the following cases. Number 1, when a sentence expresses a general truth, then also it shows present indefinite tense. Example: the earth moves around the sun. The sun sets in the west. Number 2, when something exciting being told in an interesting manner. Example: the door shuts off. Suddenly, a dark man appears in the room, dressed up in black. He carries a big rod in his hand and shouts at all of us. Number 3, if the sentence expresses a future event which is already going to happen and is pre-scheduled. Example: Rajdhani Express leaves for Mumbai at 4 p.m. Evening shows start at 6 p.m. Number 4, while writing quotations by certain authors. Example: quote, it's not what is poured into a student that is important, but what is planted, unquote, says Linda Conway. Number 5, if the sentence has a verb which cannot be used in the continuous form. Example: A, she knows me. not she is knowing me. B. She likes me, not she is liking me. Number 6. Conditional sentences. If you work hard, you will pass. If he runs fast, he can catch the train. If she dances well, she will get a prize. आओ ਹੁਣ ਵੇਖੀਏ ਕਿ ਇਸ present indefinite tense ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਆਸਾਨ ਹੈ. Let us see how we make a sentence which is in the present indefinite tense. It is as follows. Simple present, present indefinite. If the subject is number 1, first person singular or plural, that is I, we. Number 2, second person singular or plural, that is you. Subject plus verb 1 plus object. Examples. Number 1, I write a letter. Number 2, we read newspaper. Number 3, you hit him with a ball. Simple present negative. If the subject is number 1, first person singular or plural, that is I, we. Number 2, second person singular or plural, that is you. Subject plus do not plus verb 1 plus object. Examples. Number 1, I do not write a letter. Number 2, we do not read newspaper. Number 3, we do not watch TV programs. Number 4, you do not go for a walk. Simple present interrogative. If the subject is first person singular or plural, that is I, we. Do plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Examples. Do I write a letter? Do we watch TV programs? Do you hit him with a ball? Simple present, present indefinite. If the subject is third person plural, they, plural names, subject plus verb 1 plus object. Examples. They play football. Baljeet and Manjeet check the papers. Navneet and Ravneet bake cakes. Simple present negative. If the subject is third person plural, they, plural names, subject plus do not plus verb 1 plus object. Examples. They do not play football. Baljeet and Manjeet do not check the papers. Navneet and Ravneet do not bake cakes. Simple present interrogative. If the subject is third person plural, they, plural names, do plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Examples. Do they play football? Do Baljeet and Manjeet check the papers? Do Navneet and Ravneet bake cakes. Simple present. Present indefinite. If the subject is third person singular, he, she, it, any name, subject plus verb 1 plus s or es plus object. Examples: she goes to school daily. He loves painting. Swami solves the sums. It rains heavily. Simple present negative. Use of does not. Third person singular. He, she, it. Examples: she does not go to school daily. He does not love painting. Swami does not solve the sums. It does not rain heavily. Simple present interrogative. If the subject is third person singular, he, she, it, any name, does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Examples: does she go to school daily? Does he love painting? Does Swami solve the sums? Does it rain heavily? Present indefinite tense ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਖਤਮ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਓ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਦ੍ਰਿਸ਼ ਚਿੱਤਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੁਹਰਾ ਲਈਏ। Present indefinite tense is used to express a habit or a custom. What is actually taking place at present? To express a general truth. To express a conditional sentence. To express a future event which is always there. Some exciting event narrated at present, where a verb cannot be used in the continuous form. Now we have learnt about the present indefinite tense. So, let us move on to the next kind of present tense. The second kind of present tense is present continuous tense. Let us study the images on the screen and say what they are doing now. Bobby is reading. Meena is writing a letter. The birds are flying. Geeta is dancing. We are watching the EDUSAT program. ਬੱਚਿਓ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਸਵੀਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੰਮ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਜਿਸ ਵਾਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਹੋਵੇ, ਉਹ present continuous tense ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। The present continuous tense is used in the following cases. Number 1. For an action going on at the time of speaking. Number 2. For a temporary action which may not be actually happening at the time of speaking. Number 3. For an action that is planned or arranged to take place in the near future. ਭਾਵ ਜੋ ਕੰਮ ਭਵਿੱਖ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ. This means that the action will take place in very near future. Now I think you are clear about the identity and uses of the present continuous tense. Let us move on to learn how to make the present continuous tense. The rule of the sentence is like subject plus is or am or are plus main verb 1 plus ing plus object.
La 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 la. Oops! I'm singing. I am talking to you. I'm sitting too. What I am doing?
ਸੱਚਮੁੱਚ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਜ਼ੇਦਾਰ ਸੀ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਵਾਰ-ਵਾਰ ਦੁਹਰਾਏ ਗਏ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਅੰਤ ing ਨਾਲ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹੀ present continuous tense ਦੀ ਪਛਾਣ ਹੈ। Let's see some more examples of present continuous tense used in both the ways mentioned before in this lesson. They are to denote actions taking place at this very moment. Number 1, I am singing. Number 2, the boys are playing football. To denote some action which will take place in very near future. ਅਸੀਂ ਭਵਿੱਖ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਵੀ present continuous tense ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅਗਰ ਅਸੀਂ future word ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਭਾਵ ਇਸ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੀ ਜਾਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। future words ਦਾ ਅਰਥ ਹੈ ਅਜਿਹੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਜੋ ਇਹ ਦਰਸਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਅੱਗੇ ਕੀ ਵਾਪਰਨ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੈ। ਉਦਾਹਰਣ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ tomorrow, next year, in June, at Christmas ਆਦਿ। ਅਸੀਂ present continuous tense ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਬੋਲਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਵਿਉਂਤ ਬਣਾ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। My aunt is leaving today. I am leaving tonight. My friend is coming today. My sister is not coming to Delhi tomorrow. We are eating in a restaurant tonight. We have already booked the table. In these examples, we have a firm plan or program before speaking. The decision and plan were made before speaking. For a temporary action which may not be actually happening at the time of speaking. I am reading David Copperfield. What are you doing nowadays? I am giving coaching in yoga. Let's now move on to the negative form of the simple continuous tense. Sarita is not going for the show. I am not leaving today. In these sentences, we can see that the sentences are talking about some actions which are not happening just now, or they are in the negative form of the present continuous tense. ਇਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਾਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਵਾਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਝ ਕਿਰਿਆ ਨਾ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਭਾਵ ਇਹ ਵਾਕ ਨਾ ਵਾਚਕ ਹਨ ਜਾਂ ਇਹ ਵਾਕ present continuous tense ਦੀ negative form ਵਿੱਚ ਹਨ। Let us now see and learn how we can make this structure. The rule for the negative form of the present continuous tense is subject plus is or am or are plus not plus main verb 1 plus ing plus object. I think by now you are quite clear about the negative form of the present continuous tense. Let us see the interrogative form of the same. Let's first read these sentences. Are you eating your food? Is your computer working now? Am I running fast? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਇਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਵਾਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਕਿਰਿਆ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਨ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਜਾਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਵਾਕ present continuous tense ਦੀ interrogative form ਹਨ. Let's see how we can make these interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences: is or are or am plus subject plus main verb 1 plus ing plus object. Let us summarize diagrammatically before we try the present continuous tense quiz. Present continuous tense: action happening now. Action happening around you may not be just now. To talk about future, but planned now. Let's see how much we have learned. You can attempt to do the quiz. Present continuous tense quiz. Dash, they coming over for dinner? Answer, are. Mathur dash not sleeping on our sofa. Answer, is. My mother-in-law is dash at our house this week. Answer, staying. I dash my dinner right now. Answer, am eating. My sister dash Spanish. Answer, is learning. I dash at the hair salon since September. Answer, am working. We dash at a fancy restaurant tonight. Answer, are eating. It's now time to talk about the third kind of present tense, called the present perfect tense. This tense comes in use when a. some work or action is just finished. Example, we have finished our food. B. to show some work or action that is over but the results are still visible or can still be seen although the work is over. Example, I have taught my children how to make toys. Now, let us learn the rules for making present perfect tense. The rule for the present perfect tense is subject plus has or have plus main verb 3 plus object. Example, he has lived in Bangkok. I have seen the picture. We have had our meal. For the negative form of the present perfect tense, the following rule applies. Subject plus has or have plus not plus main verb 3 plus object. Example, Vani has not lived in Singapore. We have not got our report books. She has not learnt the language. I have not seen Reena. When we see the interrogative form, the rule is has or have plus subject plus main verb 3 plus object. Has she learnt the language? Have you seen Bangkok? Haven't you seen Reena? Haven't we learnt a lot of tenses? Hasn't the train left? When we use the present perfect tense in speaking, we usually contract the subject and auxiliary verb. We also sometimes do this when we write. Look at the two boxes of this table where you can see a difference when we contract the subject and auxiliary verb. I have, you have, he has, she has, it has, John has, the car has, we have, they have. How do we use the present perfect tense? ਜੇਕਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਸਾਰ ਕੱਢੀਏ ਕਿ present perfect tense ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਾਫ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਅਤੇ ਕੱਲ ਭਾਵ past and future ਦਾ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਮੁੱਖ ਰੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਿੰਨ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਾਲ present perfect tense ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। experience, change, continuing situation. Present perfect tense for experience. ਅਸੀਂ present perfect tense ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਅਕਸਰ ਹੀ ਬੀਤੇ ਤੋਂ ਸਿੱਖੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਦਿਲਚਸਪੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਵਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕਿਸ ਵਕਤ ਕੀਤਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਹ ਜਾਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ। ਉਦਾਹਰਣ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ I have learned a lot from you. We have won the match. Present perfect tense for change. We also use the present perfect tense to talk about a change or new information. I have bought a new car this month. Now, he has improved his English very much. Now, look at the chart. Present perfect tense change to show some work or action done earlier, but the results and changes are still seen. Experience, some work or action just finished. Continuing situation, denoting a state that started in the past and continues till the present. Let's now learn about the last form of the present tense, which is present perfect continuous tense. How do we define present perfect continuous tense? This tense is denoted by a sentence in which some action or event has started in the past and is still continuing. ਬੱਚਿਓ, present perfect tense ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਵਰਤਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੋ past ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਵਰਤਮਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਰੀ ਹੈ। Here are some examples of the present perfect continuous tense. I have been waiting for you for an hour. Rules to form present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. Subject plus has or have plus been plus main verb plus ing. When we use the present perfect continuous tense in speaking, we often contract the subject and the first auxiliary. We also sometimes do this in informal writing. You can see here, I have been. But when we contract the subject and the first auxiliary, then you will write like this, I have been. There are some more examples here. You have been. He has been. She has been. It has been. John has been. The car has been. We have been. And they have been. So, in all these present perfect continuous tense, when we contract the subject and the first auxiliary, then we write them like this, which is shown here. Here are some examples. I have been reading. The car's been giving trouble. We have been playing tennis for 2 hours. How do we use the present perfect continuous tense? ਅਸੀਂ present perfect continuous tense ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ? An action that has just stopped or recently stopped means ਇਹ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਕਾਰਜ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੀ ਖਤਮ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ present perfect continuous tense ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਉਸ ਕਾਰਜ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਬੀਤੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਇਆ ਅਤੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੀ ਖਤਮ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ. There is usually a result now. I am tired now because I have been running. Why is the grass wet now? Has it been raining? You don't understand now because you haven't been listening. An action continuing up to now. दूजा इस तरह के कारज हुण भी चल रहा है. We use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about an action that started in the past and is continuing now. This is often used with for or since. I have been reading for 2 hours. We have been studying since 9 o'clock. How long have you been learning English? Before we take the quiz on present perfect continuous tense, let us summarize the details of the same through a diagram, which will make it easier for you to remember. Present perfect continuous tense, an action that started in the past and stopped recently. An action continuing up to now, often used with for or since. Present perfect continuous tense quiz. It has dash snowing a lot this week. It has been snowing a lot this week. Dash, your brother and sister been getting along? Have your brother and sister been getting along? Lucky, dash, been studying hard this term. Lucky has been studying hard this term. I'm tired because I dash been working out. I'm tired because I have been working out. Julie dash living in Bhopal since May. Julie has been living in Bhopal since May. Children, we now come to the end of our module on present tense. See you soon again with another module on past tense. Hope you will go back and try to frame your own sentences following the rules you have learned today. Thank you.